Alright guys, so today we're basically going to be talking about the gut check, guys. And how I'm going to explain to you how you transition from the gut check, from physical in your physical everyday life, and how you use that gut check, towards your advantage, and you don't let that, like fuck with your head, and how you transition, like I said, to your financial goals and your physical goals as well too. And basically, guys, I mean, the gut check, what it is it's basically, before you embark on your journey, you in a certain state, like I've mentioned before, when everybody's comfortable, everybody, talks shit, when they're comfortable and when they want to get a goal done and they want to, when they want to be the person they want to be and they vision that person in their head, and they say it, but when the going gets tough, the workouts, might be getting rough, every day in the gym, the diet, maybe, they're not really adapting well to it and they're not getting used to it, and at the end of the day, that sometimes might hinder some people and stuff like that. And that's what the gut check is. It's basically when you're in the middle of your endeavor, in the middle of your journey, and you see, you question yourself, kind of, and same happens all the time in your financial state too as well. Maybe you run a business, you barely open up a business, and like the first 4 months, first year, I mean, everybody knows, every business owners knows that it takes like at least 2 years, to get a successful business up and running, depending on what type, even if it's a, small business, depending on how hard you work, and some people, when they put in the work, even at that, sometimes, I mean, repercussions happen in this world, and it doesn't always go our way, in the physical world, and, as far as, the financial state as well. And that's a thing, a lot of times, we just want to, go upon our certain emotion, how we feel in that certain state, whether it's when we're working out, we might feel weak and we might want to give up, and then you just got to remember, why you start on that journey, guys, why was it so important for you, and why are you there actually, when before, you even said that for that, gut check actually came in, and questioned you. Obviously, it wasn't there, like 30 minutes before you started the workout, and when you're in the middle of the workout, you're like, shit, I don't know if I could do it, I don't want to do this anymore, I mean, you weren't thinking that before the workout, and I'm just basically, just going upon, on how you guys should react, with emotion. I mean, not with emotion, like with more your mental state rather than emotion, lots of times, in this world, we get tested with our emotions lots of times, and mental too as well, and we can't, lots of times, we have to find a way to control it. We can't just bash on, in the professional world or whatever, or we can't just, like go off like how we do in the weight room. And, that's a lot of, that's the main reason, why I also got into physical fitness, guys, because, I also noticed that, I needed some help with my emotional intelligence, and in the, financial world and the professional world too as well, when I first ran my business, and I noticed that, when I failed, those were the first, steps of the reason why I failed, and it was because of, personal development and emotional intelligence as well is the reason why. And, that's, I'm going to talk about, here in the physical state, how it can help you with that, in your financial world. So basically, when you're working out and, you have a plan of attack, and you set it down before, you start to work out or whatever, and, you're in the middle of it, you just got to remember, okay, you have this much, and that everybody before, they embarked on that journey, whoever it was, your idols, they all had that point, that gut check where it came in, and, it questioned them, if they want to go on. They wouldn't be the person that they are today without those failures, so a lot of times, we might get confused with gut check and failure, and a lot of times that's not the case. We might set up a workout, that we really want to push ourselves, and it happens to me, even today, where I'll put a workout and, I might not even be able to get it done myself because at the beginning my mental state was too high, and in the beginning, the emotions run, the gut check kicks in, and and in the middle of that, as long as I put in the back of my head, well, at least I tried, and that thing, if I don't do the work and if I don't push myself in my workouts and my physical state, I feel like I failed, in myself, even though if I get the workouts done, even though if I get my certain physical goal done, it's just a certain, before I embarked on that, I wanted to get a goal done, and the fact that I wasn't able to get it done, it's a more sense of a pride, before I start that workout. When I get my workout done, and I finish that pride, let's say if I fucking get everything done in my workout that I wanted to do on my list that day, I'll go on with the rest of my day with a sense of pride, like no one can stop me, even if it's in my business state, or my traveling state, whether it's I'm making the videos for YouTube, you know, or reading a book, even at that, you know, I'll fucking finish to the last damn page, just like how I'll finish to the last rep, you know, and I always compare that, and I always try to, you know, bring those two together, because at the end of the day, you know, like, you also have to find a way, you know, how you control your emotional state and your physical, and how you make them work together in that sense. And you know, me a bit one time, you know, when I was one of my workouts, you know, I actually passed out, you know, and the reason why I'm sharing this story with you is not to share with you, you know, all that, you know, I go hard on my workouts, that, you know, I'm fainting, you know, that's how I got results or anything, but, you know, and it wasn't even a workout that, you know, at the beginning, it's when I first started, you know, and it wasn't a workout that, you know, you probably shouldn't even be, you know, passing out, or you shouldn't even be, you know, maybe some of you guys who are watching this video right now would have been able to do that workout, but it was just the fact of you know, with my emotions and my physical, you know, I still didn't let that, and my mental state, you know, I didn't let it mess with my physical state, you know, so even though, you know, I knew I was tired in the back of my head on that workout, you know, I still knew why I started that workout. I still knew why I wanted to get it done, and it was, and that time, you know, it was like for a certain weight, you know, it was like 5 months ago, you know, I was trying to cut weight, trying to break that water weight, and it was, you know, when I was doing like a little track workout, and I believe I needed like 200 more meters, and I was running the last 50, I don't even remember, to be honest, you know, the only people that came, you know, to help me were like some soccer players, you know, playing soccer there, and shit, and, you know, helped me out and shit. The medics came, you know, they put me up to, you know, they gave me some sweat or whatever, and, you know, but like, you know, when I woke up, you know, I laughed, and, you know, I was actually grateful, and I was actually more happier that I fainted, you know, and that I actually collapsed trying, you know, to get my workout done, rather than, you know, going home rather with the, you know, like in a good state, you know, relaxed atmosphere, and then knowing in the back of my head, well, shit, man, maybe I would have been able to get that, you know, last 400 yards, you know, the last 400, you know, meter run, you know, maybe those 200 last yards, you know, but I knew that I needed those 200 yards, you know, I came up short, you know, and I knew at the end of the day, you know, that's all I needed to get it done. That way, on the next time when I embarked on that and I wanted to get that done, I was able to use that and transition that to the next, okay, maybe I should cut 200 yards short, or maybe this time I can do 200 yards, you know, next I take my 4 days of rest, you know, so I took 4 days of rest, and boom, I was able to get that workout done after that, you know, and then again, I changed it after that, so there's a repercussion after that, you know, after that, it was just with weights, you know, and then with other things like that, you know, and then, you know, every day I try to put myself, you know, with the physical, you know, a physical goal, and, you know, like a professional goal too as well, whether it's, you know, or even at that, you know, even if it's a simple goal like cutting, you know, like the grass, you know, watering the grass, I always make sure that it's always like an objective that it requires me, you know, all my 100%, you know, not just half of it, because when you use that, you know, and you use those little, you know, I guess, you know, objectives, and you go out there in the real world, you don't take anything lightly, you know, and one of my lineman coaches, you know, when I played football, shared had one of his quotes, you know, he said that if you're going to when we do things out here, and if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right, you know, because there's no point of doing things if you're just going to do them half-ass, if rather than you not even fucking be out here. If you would have gone full out, no matter what, you would have had no question about it in the back of your mind that, you know, what could get it done. But if you're half-assing, you're never going to know what needs to get done and what you need to better on, you know, you're just lying to yourself at the end of the day. And you know, that's why a lot of times, guys, when you're working out, it's not so much about, you know, oh, you're cheating yourself and, you know, talking all that shit. It's just really, it's just trying to, you know, get people to understand that, you know, it's up to you, you know, like if you want to cut the reps short, you know, you're going to require your muscles to start that cycle again, and you're going to start, you know, you're going to have to start all over again. A lot of people, you know, they take like 3 minutes off during the reps, you know, and they like, think that they could get, you know, the last 2, you know, sets done, even though, you know, their muscle cycle started again, you know, so that's why people go again and they don't build muscle, and they're saying, man, why am I building muscle if I'm doing all these reps in the gym, you know, and because you're taking all those breaks, you know, you're not, it's momentum too, you know, and that's another way, you know, you get, you know, rid of the gut check too, you know, not get rid of it, but you know, ease it up a bit, you know, because at the end of the day, I mean, everyone's always, even when you know, you're in a successful atmosphere, you know, people don't like, you know, when you're shining better than them, because the spotlight's shining down on them, you know, even if you're doing better than them, even if it's your friends, you know, a lot of times it might be your family members, you know, they might be seeing you putting in the work, you know, even for you ladies, you know, those are you all, you know, that might be, you embarking on a, fitness journey. You guys might be losing a little bit of weight, and your moms might be telling you, oh, hating on you, whatever, ¿por qué estás corriendo, all that, like, and that's how it starts, so learn that language, and a lot of times, it might come from, your, first of all, from your first friends, and when you learn that language, you gotta, learn, like how to, maneuver with it, so a lot of times it might be your best friend, so you can't just completely, like, be like, a dick about it either, but you could, find a way to, like, cut it off, completely distance yourself, because at the end of the day, guys, the reason why, people, like I said, hate on you, when you're embarking on a journey or when you're getting better on yourself is because they see that you're kind of, I mean, obviously they wouldn't be your friend if you're not like them, birds of a feather flock together. We've all realized that by now, so your friend's probably like you by now. And when they see you getting better, and they see you starting to change and all that, they don't like that because they see, oh shit, I gotta start doing that shit too, that means that it's probably time, it's a sign, and stuff, anxiety kicks in for them, so they start trying to, like, mess you up, at the end of the day. So that's what we call spectators, guys. At the end of the day, the spectators are going to be the ones trying to, cause that gut check and trying to cause you to, quit. And a lot of times, when we're in the gyms, a lot of these spectators, they really do get their objective done with, people in the gym, and they quit, they tell them, hey, man, like, why do you go to the gym every day, bro? Like, you could relax, bro, or, you don't have to go to the gym every day, bro. Like, you're not even getting, the results, that other people are getting, bro. Like, other people are not even working that hard, bro, and you're working twice as hard, and look at you, bro, like they're looking way better than you, bro. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, and then they start fucking with, with your cycle, and then by the time you know it, they actually really, really fuck with you, But, if you would have actually done it, yourself, you would have actually stayed in, your focus atmosphere, you would have been able to get it done. There would have been no setback of saying, okay, shit, maybe if I want to listen to this, person or whatever, there's no excuse to that. So that, that's why I really recommend you guys, when you guys are first starting embarking on a journey, you distance yourself from, your main peeps, stuff like that. Kind of get away from a bit, and yeah, those of you guys, who are in the middle of that gut check, who are burning out, who are saying, shit, am I like, is my body taking it anymore? Am I like, can my body even handle this? Is it even, when you guys start questioning yourself, like, scientifically or, like that, you start thinking about it, you already fell. And that's already, you're already giving yourself the gut check on why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, whether it's you're working out, you're running, maybe you're saying, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be running this much because I might pass out, or maybe I shouldn't be lifting this much because maybe my muscles won't be growing if I'm doing this much reps. People actually have the nerve to say that they might be working too hard to be putting on muscle, and a lot of times, I mean, you're probably not burning out, guys, it's your head. A lot of times I've had moments where I fucking felt like, I wanted to literally give up, but the next day, I felt sore as shit, and I still had to say, let's go, because that's the only way you're going to get results. When you have times like that, get the fuck out of Dom, guys, go out there and appreciate the small things, like take a day rest if you have to, and go and look at the people, that don't have the opportunity that you guys have. A lot of people can't work out, a lot of people don't have legs, and the fact that you're able to have legs, a lot of people have cancer, and aren't able to change the situation that they're in, and you're able to do that. And when we have that opportunity, and we're just letting it pass by us like that, and later you have some regrets in life when you're not able to do the stuff that you used to be able to do, it's really going to mess with you. As far as, in a financial state too, if you have ideas, guys, like, don't be scared to go out there and publish them, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's music, whether it's this album that you guys, want to drop, a mixtape, like, who cares? Because at the end of the day, guys, everyone says it all the time, the richest place is the graveyard, not because of, like, the place of it itself, but the people that are in it that should have, the ideas that they should have launched before they ended up in that graveyard, because a lot of times people, they keep that and they die with that, and, that's one thing that I really encourage you guys, and, like, just go out, get started, don't be scared to fail, don't be scared about the gut check. A lot of times you're going to get the gut check no matter what in life. Might as well get it for something that you believe in and that you get, at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you got, in the physical state and mental state too, so when I first started, guys,